we're casual. Two Cows Gaming fans, we're back. We're doing another Raid Shadows Legends video, but today, instead of doing my normal basic Raid Shadow Legends strategies and tips, I'm going to actually focus on the Fusion Champion today, and that is Tholin Foulbeard. I did actually get him through the Fusion, and I also have a 3-star Awakened Soul for him. So I decided to build him out and use him in the different areas of the game, namely the event dungeon and also clan boss. And I want to just share one screen with you here. This is a one key auto battle that I did with him last night against the Demon Lord clan boss. So check this out. 43.74 damage. This is the first time I've ever gone over 40 million against the Demon Lord on Ultra Nightmare. And look at who the clubhouse leader is. It is Tholin Foulbeard with almost 13 million points of damage. Now, I'm going to point out a couple things here on his build that I have that's a little bit different. And I probably could squeeze even more damage out of him with a little bit of tweaking and also building out the champs that I ran him with last night. But I want to show you what I've got for his build, and then I'll talk about his kit. There he is. So I have him in 7-piece Merciless armor. Merciless is like the go-to armor for damage-dealing attack champs. And 7 pieces, he gets 25% to his attack. He gets 10% to his speed. He gets 15% to his crit damage. And most importantly, he gets 35% ignore defense when you have 6 pieces equipped. Now, the Merciless gear is available from Centranos only. You only get that by defeating Centranos' bosses and through their boss chests. Now, full disclosure, last night when I ran him against the Demon Lord clan boss, this particular item right here was different. I had a different piece of Merciless gear on him. Let's see if I still have it. I don't know if I equipped it on another champ or not. It was this one right here, which is great. It's an attack. Or no, that's not the one I had. Never mind. Here's the one I was looking at. So the damage was a little bit higher crit damage wise, but he was a lot slower, and it was more of a hit point based piece of gear. Yes, it was level 16 or ascended to 16 or improved to 16. And this is only 12. So our goal today is we're gonna try this out. Now, his base stats for, let's see if it's possible here. Demon Lord. I've got 6,400 attack, 2,700 defense, 214 in speed. I built him out to 110% critical, and then his crit damage is 183%, resist 159, accuracy 166, and ignore defense 2%. That's from the improvements to my Great Hall. And I also am going to be playing this particular battle with a relic. Now, this is not the best relic in the game, hardly even worth mentioning, but it does give him an additional 21% to his crit damage, and he gets a little bit extra hit points there. And he also has 20% chance to deal 10% more damage when attacking. Looking at his kit, his A1, excuse me, he has a chance when he uses his A1 to place a weekend, and if he places a weekend on all enemies, because it is an attack all enemies ability, he has a chance to get an extra turn, but only if he places a weekend on all enemies. His A2 single enemy 2 times, but on that hit, if it's a corrupted alliance boss or a minion, he ignores 50% of the target's defense instead. But other than that, it's a base 25%. That's going to book up to an additional 20%, so 45%. And then each hit decreases the target's attack by 5%. This is huge against the Demon Lord clan boss. His A3, he gets to attack all enemies twice. He places an attack buff, an increased attack buff on himself for 2 turns. And for each critical hit landed in the first hit, he increases the damage dealt on the second by 10%. He will ignore unkillable and shield buffs. That's huge. And then that also books out to an extra 10% damage, or extra 20% damage with a 1-turn cooldown, which brings it to three turns. His passive, every 5th turn, his Demon Breaker skill procs, and it prevents enemies from the Corrupted Alliance. Bosses and minions cannot land a critical hit on him. So that's huge. His attack aura is 30% in all battles. And then as far as his blessing, remember I said I have a 3-star blessing here? I chose Heaven Cast, and here's why. It increases the damage inflicted by this champion according to the number of buffs on him. Now that's huge because when I run him against the Demon Lord, I have a lot of buffers on the team. So that increases his bonus damage accordingly. So he, at 3 stars, is getting 1% extra damage for each buff. So if he's got 6 or 7 buffs on him, he's going to get 6 or 7% extra on his attack. Now, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on running dungeons with this champ. He's an amazing champ no matter where you want to use him, especially because he has 2 abilities that attack all enemies, and he's a pretty awesome damage dealer. But where I am going to let him run wild here for a second for you guys is I'm going to show you my stage 20 team. Now, I can't get to stage 30. I don't have the gearing and I don't have the champs to push me past stage 20. But I can farm 20 reliably. And I just want to show you what kind of thing he's doing. Now, I'm going to go full auto. I'm not going to touch anything. But with him built the way he is, depending on RNG, I can do this level in about 1 minute. So here, just check this out. This is pretty cool. I'll come back when the fight's over. And there you have it, 1 minute even. And we got through level 20. Now, I do have all legendaries here with the exception of Mikage, who's a mythical. But I ran Mikage in just her base form. Why? Because she gets that ally attack along with Cardiel, who also gets an allied attack. But everybody else on this team stacks buffs on Tholin, which makes his attacks that much more effective because of Heaven Cast. So in that 1 minute, he did 1,000,000 points of damage to Kurosa. And you watch the battle. I mean, it was over in a minute. And for stage 20, with the particular gearing I have on these champs, that's very good for me. My personal best is 52 seconds, but that's not consistent. I expect that number to go down when I get his shield fully booked up, or not booked up, fully upgraded. But overall, what an incredible damage dealer. Now, today, what we're going to do is I want to run him against Hydra. I'm going to use him as one of my primary damage dealers. I can only do hard right now and I can do normal. But we're going to run him in hard. And we're going to use my regular team, which is... actually, I need Thor back in there, but that's okay. We're going to put Tholin in there. And we're going to put Thor in there. So I have two very good damage dealers. I have Mithrala, Ugo, or Uko. I always get those two. I get those two confused, Ugo and Uko. I'm putting Uko in there because he has a revive. He also has some buffs, but he also drives down. He's a debuffer against Hydra. I have Cardiel, who's a buffer, also has a revive. Like a revive buff. And then I have Drexar for the burns. So I'm getting poison from Mithrala, burns from Drexar, buffs from Mithrala, buffs from Cardiel, debuffs from Uko along with a speed buff, and then Thor and Tholin are my damage dealers. So we're just going to run this on auto. I'm not going to do anything other than if one of my champs gets swallowed, I'll specifically target that Hydra head. But let's see what kind of damage he can do. This is the first time I've ever used him in Hydra, and I'm using him on Hydra hard, so I'm kind of nervous because I've not run him in Hydra hard. And I will be right back after we're done with this battle. So I will see you on the other side. All right, there we have it. A new personal best for me using Tholin. 51.9 million points of damage. And, like, as far as people have compared him to Thor, Thor is still kind of the ringleader as far as damage goes. But also, I have Thor at 4 stars awakened. Unlike Tholin, who's 3 stars. I think they're built in comparable gear. But if you look at it, the only difference in their damage is about 300,000 points. So, new personal best for me against Hydra hard. He's going to be a part of my Hydra teams and my clan boss teams moving forward. He's a fantastic champion. You know, if you have the opportunity to get him on the Fusion, or if you're a starter account, because there is a starter code out there where you can get Tholin as a starting legendary, go for it, because he will be an instant progression champ for your account. As far as my interest in him, I just wanted him because he looked cool, but now that I've had some time playing with his build and getting him kind of tweaked the way I want him to be, he is by far and away going to be a part of a lot of my teams moving forward, just because he does massive amounts of damage. Not quite on the level of Thor, and if I put Thor in Heaven Cast Blessing instead of Brimstone, he'd probably have even more damage. But if you don't have Thor, Tholin is a good champ to throw in there. He is Force Affinity though, so if you go against Spirit champs, you might struggle a little bit. I haven't tried him in Arena. I would imagine he's very effective in Arena depending on how you build him. But the secret to him is you know, high crit damage. You want to, like, personally, I tried him with Crushing Rend, but Heaven Cast allows him to do a heck of a lot more damage than Crushing Rend. So when you get that blessing, I would recommend using Heaven Cast. And of course, Merciless Armor. I'd like to get 2 more pieces of Merciless Armor to throw on him. But with 7 pieces, he is a force to be reckoned with. With that, I'm going to have to say, you know, we'll see you in the next video. Have a great weekend, everybody. And I'll be back Monday with a different video. But until then, be safe, be kind. Remember, no matter who you are, no matter where you are, you do matter and you are loved. That's all I got for you. Take it easy, everybody.